Sartu, I just want to say publicly, you're not a freak, you're not a floozy, or none of that. We just can't talk in person, so I get really comfortable to the point where like private talk comes out online. You a good ass woman. I love you so much. And I'm sorry for all the pain you've been going through. When I knew something was wrong, because it's like I can smell that mental hospital smell. Like, we share senses. We share senses. So I got that intuitive feeling that I know you're watching these videos and there's some kind-hearted person around you that's sharing these videos with you. I love you so much. I really love you, Sartu. I knew something was wrong. It's just now my intuition is screaming. Save Sartu. Save Sartu. That night I came to like pay my condolences, like formally, to Hiyat and Ishmael. And Nasser came outside acting a fool, and Riyadh came up. I don't respect what you say about my sister on the internet. I don't respect it. I don't respect it. When that night, Hiyat greeted me, and I began telling him the story, like pouring my heart out. Like, yo, I don't know if you know, but Matt Field poisoned Muna. Like, she didn't just naturally get pneumonia. Like, he poisoned her. Like, he was he had some vendetta against me. And I don't know what MTV Networks has to hide about this. But I know that for ridiculousness, they ripped off me and Muna's AT Alien design for one of their logos. I saw it on the shirt. It's like a blatant ripoff. Futura. I'm a typographer. I know the font Futura. And the kerning, everything is like, why did you bite? Like, MTV is just the worst network. I hate MTV. Like, their mind control like poisoned the generation in the 80s and 90s. And a lot of parents from that era, a lot of baby boomers can account for that. That MTV was responsible for a lot of fucked up children that are raising super fucked up children now. And they look normal. They're driving Audis, aka Volkswagens and shit. And fucking up people on SoundCloud. So anyway, back to the story. We're having this discussion, and they were listening, and they wanted to hear more because I was channeling Muna and telling them the story of what happened. And so I started talking about Sartu, and I wanted to see Sartu. I knew I wanted to see Sartu. And she called Sartu, and Sartu started screaming as soon as she picked up the phone. It was like, I can't speak Oromo, not fluently. I can read it. It's a Latin. It's got a Latin character set, so it's easy to read. And if you know the basic sound of the language, you can read somebody in Oromo. It's not that difficult. It's very similar to Somali. And, I learned that the area of Africa I originate from is actually Somalia. So there's political differences that exist between Ethiopia and Somalia. Locally in town even. You can see it. Muna's mother gave me a dream. Muna's biological mother gave me a dream. And she said that she was raped by an Ethiopian soldier. This is what I had in the dream. So, it was powerful as fuck. That's all I know. And if you look at the model Iman, she looks like Muna. I'm like, damn, it's like the story added up. The story just added up like a lot. But anyway, back to the story of my last interaction with Sartu. Hearing her voice about 2.5 months ago, Hiyat turns the phone towards me, and I'm crying like, Sartu, thank you. Like, this hoodie, I was living on the street in Savannah. And she told me, like, take a right on Broughton Street, take a left on Montgomery, and boom, the hoodie was just sitting there with a bag of toiletries. It was amazing. It was amazing. And then another time, I had a size 14 shoe that Sartu told me to go get when I was at Constancia's house because I had a size 15 pair of New Balances. My natural size is 15. My natural size is 15. She guided me to, I had to slow down to, listen to her soul speak so I can make sure I tell the story accurately. She told me to walk to Goodwill, and I don't know how she does this. I don't know. It's like my physical body is moving like, you better go over here. And a lot of kids, especially people who grew up in like 50s, 60s, 70s households, that's my era. I'm 40, so that's my era of people who were in their prime when I was being reared, talked about, their parents controlling them. These people are controlling. How are you not? Controlled means something's influencing you outside of yourself. That everything isn't internal. It's like the I generation has ruined everybody's perception of humanity. My iPhone, iCloud, everything's individualized. Cubicle work, all this shit where people aren't working together collaboratively. So anyway, the Muslims call it guidance. The Muslims call it guidance. We as Muslims call it guidance. She guided me over to the shoe rack when I walked in Goodwill after she told me to go to Goodwill. And I saw it. It was a size 14 pair of Under Armour sneakers. So those shoes were not good for me long term because while they were a soft-soled, they were a soft-bodied shoe, they were too small, so I began having knee problems, back problems, and the tread wore out while I was in Savannah. I just fucked with them shoes because that's all I had. Like, I've been blackballed a long time, can't get a job at Publix. It's this attitude. What happens when you walk in the door and you got the job, the bakery manager, Brandon, who I did call an Uncle Tom. Yes, I did. It's like, I'm angry. And then when I see you submitting to somebody that's discriminating against your brother for, he ain't my brother, in the general sense of the term, as Africans, when you see blatant discrimination and you support it. Word Tony at Publix on Flatshore. What have you been doing the last 20 years? I've been working in computers. Where you been working? Fiserv, never heard of that. That's okay. Tucson Unified School District, never heard. That's okay. Georgia Tech. NASA. No, you can't have the job. Over and over again. And my father, his weak ass, Willie Kelly Jr., he, and we'll get back to that shoe story. Let's tell the story real quick. How long did you work for NASA? And it's JPL, NASA's JPL, Jet Propulsion Laboratory, which there's a whole bunch of dirt on that, about them rocket fuel spills in the riverbed in Altadena and the cancer problems they got now, huh? I don't give a fuck at this point. I just want my wife. That's it. And the thing was, Erica was struggling and we were being poisoned. Somebody was following us then. Because I remember we were in Mojave, California, living at a small hotel, and all of a sudden, one day I woke up and Coral's head was in a pool of blood, and Erica had chronic fatigue syndrome, like all the fucking time, and I didn't understand it because I stay outside a lot, and that's why I started keeping Coral outside because it's healthier. The air is flowing free. While this house is freezing, it has really good airflow. So I like it in that sense. I wish it was warmer. I wish I had consistent income. I wish Social Security wasn't. I wish People's Choice wasn't stealing my money. I'm going to call Social Security before lunch today. I'm going to call the administration directly so I can get this shit wrapped up. Because my last working year, I made between $75,000 and $80,000 a year, but my Social Security payouts are like $512 a month, and they went up to $700 a month. But I ain't seen them. I haven't seen one. And then Angela said that, I'm sending them to 1825 Quincy Street. I said I had to leave Savannah because Kelly Danielle of Jamaica Soul and her fucked up father Winfred Williams, who promised me, and I thought under the guise of these are my family, we used to be Jehovah, whatever. I don't know. That shit didn't mean anything. All that loyalty and dedication didn't mean shit. Sending me to the mental hospital illegally for no reason. As soon as I walked in the house, Kelly Danielle said, "You can't stay here." I went all the way to Savannah, because Winfrey said, "I'll take you in. I'll help you get your daughter back." I've been just being lied to over and 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 over again. The only thing that's been consistent is Sirtu. That's it. That's it. So that's why I'm determined to make contact with her. It's like I relate. We always gonna have a relationship, whether it's involves sexuality or anything else. It's like I'm a man who's living alone, who's lost everything that he's known, and that's the only thing tangible that's close. That's the closest thing to me. So yes, I'm pursuing it. Yes, it's like I was really out there after Dominique Kilgo kicked me out. I had PTSD. It was like I was sitting in the basement looking for work. That's it. And if you got mad at me because I said, well, Sartu told me, she said, post that weed nugget on Instagram because she's gossiping about you in places you don't know how to gossip. Okay? So you have to say thank you. That way you can be honest and open. Sartu specifically encouraged complete transparency. Muna developed into a person that wanted transparency. And so near her exodus and after her exodus, I was guided to be transparent with all of your communications online because people are fucking you up. There's nothing wrong with me. Nothing's wrong with me. And I've been accused of being schizophrenic. I hang out with people of a variety of cultures. So the thing is, if there's a certain point or emotion that needs to be expressed that I don't know how to express in whatever culture I'm assumed to supposed to have, then it's like his personality change. I remember Akiva, your voice is changing. My voice is changing because of the emotion. People sing, there's alto, mezzo soprano, baritone. It's like these are all different ways. I didn't do that high one too good. I roasted that note, Taylor Swift. Understand this. People know that there's nothing wrong with me. I can't get a job at Kroger. I don't know what's wrong with this place. All these now hiring signs, and I didn't get one call back. I got the job at Branches and Barrels or whatever the fuck that fucked up place at the Avalon is called. And then I told Marlowe's Tavern, I said, hey, I need to get some clothes. I got this dishwashing job, and let me get a check. I'm gonna get some clothes, and I can start my assistant server job. And anybody that want to say you don't know that much about these fucked up people that in a lot of these IT firms that be popping the blue pill to get the thing up so they can dildo their women. Any of them people that want to talk about my skill level, it's like every IT organization is a moving organism. It takes time. And when you got people like Baron Chandler and RentPath telling you shit like you're genetically inferior, the shit's distracting. I can figure anything out. Anything. So let's go. We'll talk about that later. Let's go back to Sartu's guidance. I needed a size 15 shoe. She told me I'm walking from River Street to Savannah. She's all the way up in Alpharetta. The bitch. She told me to call her bitch. Okay? She told me it keeps her humble. And I don't normally talk like that at all. She said, make a right on Broughton Street, and I went up to the old Hyman & Sons, On Time Fashion. I forget what that shit called, but I looked down, and there was a shoebox. It was a size 15, and it was an Under Armour shoe. This bitch is magical. I love her so much. And Sartu, I don't know where you are, but I know it's not good. I know it's not a good place. Please make contact with me. Please come to me. I'm at 4855 Windward Parkway. Come to me, Sartu. I love you so much. Back to that fateful day when I visited Centennial Village. She's screaming at Hiat over the phone, and Hiat turns the phone to me, like that, and I'm like, yo, thank you so much for getting me shoes and it's a jacket, and I'm like crying my eyes out, and Hiat's stoned as fuck. And I just didn't understand how Nasser kept threatening me every time I asked about Sartu. Like, where is she? Let me talk to her. Let me get her phone number. Can you give her my phone number? Things can go left if you keep talking about her. Things can go left. I said, what do go left mean? What the fuck do that mean? I got aggressive with Nasser. And then he started twisting my head up with questions that divided Sartu and I. And I was like, I'm done. I'm done. I can't take this anymore. And those people are psychics. They can channel me messages. And they channel me all kinds of messages like, you can come stay with us, and you can live, you and Sartu can live in a room together, all this shit while you get on your feet. Like, I got a lot of channeled messages from them. And this is shit that's off the record that you can't prove. That's it. You just can't prove it. But dishonesty is dishonesty. And then I'll get these channel messages. On this particular day, you can come see Sartu. Next thing you know, it's like, I could tell when the vibration changes. It's just like when I was with Muna. It's just like Erica. The day Erica got sold, I felt that shit. It was like my heart got ripped out of my chest. The day Coral got placed, I felt that shit. I love my family. And I want to see them. And you celebrities, please help us. Please do more than hashtag Black Lives Matter. It's like, if a Black Lives Matter, it's like, please reunite my family. I do not want to live with Erica. I don't. But if Matt Field, who a lot of you know from MTV Networks, can say I sold her blatantly, and then hang out with Joseph Martinez, who raped Muna too. Muna was raped left and right, because the thing is, it's like we cult children, foster children, and all this other shit, so we easily taken advantage of. But see, I'm still standing. Sartu is still standing. And we need help. We refugees, cult children, and we've been really, really fucked up since Hollywood implanted itself in Atlanta, Georgia. Atlanta was supposed to be a safe place for my family. And I talked to Eunice Stewart, my old love from Savannah, and I told her about Erica. She said, they still selling women in Atlanta? I said, yeah, and the thing about this sale is that it's public. And people like Mike Simcoe, Sam might be a man beard, she's a graph hoe, you'll never see your ex again. It's like, I don't call Erica my ex. I said, through sickness and health to death do us part. That does not mean that you have to be attached at the hip. Those are transitional relationships. Sartu is my next life partner, unless she says differently. I love that woman, and I can feel that she's locked up somewhere. Somebody, please help us.